All right, we are here, we are Galexis, and welcome. Welcome to the April 2021 blog. Today we want to talk about keeping on track. You see, when you create a future in your imagination, oh, I want to go there, I want that experience, you kind of insert a beacon, an energy there. You set a light there at that future that you choose, that you like, that you love, that you want so much, right? And that light shines a light back to you, the you in the present day where you're at, which is generally not as far along as where this wonderful future is that you want. But that establishes, it creates, in a sense, a link between you and that future, that light does, and it also illuminates your track. Your track is the path that you take to your goal, to your dream. And it moves you always towards that dream. And of course, if you get on track, using the analogy of a train track, if you're really on focus, that track will take you straight to your goal, straight to your dream, straight to that future, that beautiful future that you want. And that's your light future track. So your future track, generally, when you are like really focused, intending and really doing it and staying on the frequency alignment with that beautiful light at the end of the track. When you're there, what happens is that everything that happens in your life will kind of collude and support you and help you along in that direction. You'll be headed to a probable future, not possible, not impossible, but most likely, most probable, okay? And that's what you want. You want your beautiful future, your dreams to be probable. You want them to be feasible, which makes them possible. But more than just possible, you want them, in a sense, to almost feel like fate. You want them to feel like, yes, this is your destiny. This is your destination, and you're on your way. And you want to feel that feeling, because when you do have that feeling, yes, you are on track. Now, if you go off track, and it's kind of easy to do, mind talk will come in and throw you off if you're not careful. Then you'll kind of deviate off track and you'll go on to another future track. Now, the future track that you deviate onto may be kind of the extension of where you were before you made the dream, but before you desired and imagined the future that you want. It may have been just an extension of the past, just a mediocre track. It's easy to go on that track because your mind talk and your subconscious, your negative ego, seems to hold patterns of thinking that relate to the person that you used to be, and keep referring to and reinforcing the narratives or the stories of your life that formed you and shaped you in certain ways in the past. But you see, if you want to get on track to the luminous future, that beautiful new reality that you are already stepping into, you want to stay on the luminous future track. You want to stay on that track. You don't want to deviate back to some older, lesser track, or to even a track that has more pain and suffering and challenging circumstances. You don't want to deviate. You want to stay like a train moving right through that track, on that track. So staying on track is what's important that we want to share this month. Now, in February, we talked to you about the portal from an older reality to a new reality. And yes, you step through that portal. You're now in a newer level, new reality level. And when you get to a new level, then you get all the stuff comes up that doesn't match your new vibration. So if you've had some challenges or any setbacks, that's probably because you got to a new level. It's your test, quote unquote. We talk about this often. This is your test. Do you want to go back to the person you were? Do you want to go back on the track you were on? Or do you really insist on staying on this new path of development? And you also have to let go of anything in your past that doesn't match the vibration that you're wanting in your future. Now, this is what you went through in March. In March, you went into the light chaos. Now, light chaos means there's all these pieces of your reality that you gotta, do I want this piece? Do I want that piece? Let me put this piece and this piece together. This is the way I want my life. These are the pieces I want to keep. But those pieces, those pain and suffering pieces, those limitation pieces, those negative thinking pieces, I don't want those anymore. I don't want those bad situations anymore. So what you do and what you began in March and what we've been noticing, continuing here into April, is that you're letting go of a lot of old detritus. It's some people do it physically with physical detoxing. And other people do emotionally and mental detoxing. Some people are sick, and that's physical, mental, emotional detoxing going on. So just recognize that that you've been probably detoxing, and hopefully at the same time, like what we talked to you about in March, is that March was a time for you to dream this future. Yes, this piece, that piece, the other piece, put them together, it makes a new gestalt, a new image, a new sense, a new vibratory direction for you. It's that light that you put at the end of the track, that light in the future that says, there, I'm going to go there. Okay, so you've been doing that. And hopefully, if you haven't, you need to get going and do some imagination work, right? Because there's big futures, lots of futures out there, and you want to make sure you're on the right track. You want to make sure you're on a good track, okay? Now, once you do find a future and you align to the frequency of the future, the intangible vibrations of the future, and you step into that future and you claim it. If you don't really know how to do all the steps of manifesting, then we just recommend that you go to our seminar and take our seminar, which is Manifestation Made Easy. It gives you every step. Okay, so you get to that future you want to manifest. You feel the vibrations, you own it, and you begin in your life moving in that direction. You move mentally, emotionally, physically in that direction. You do something to move in that direction. Now you've created a track, and now you are on a track. All right? If you haven't done it deliberately and consciously, you're still on an old track. So we want to encourage you to deliberately and consciously put together your new future. It's really important at this time because there's so much chaos. You could be going in any direction right now. There's just so many possibilities. You want to make, out of all those possibilities, some of which are not very pleasant at all, you want to make a probable, light, luminous future for yourself. Okay. And besides the dreaming and imagining of it, you want to stay on track to it. And as we said, you can get off track easily with mind talk. And if you find that your mind talk is just too invasive, too strong, you tend to be swayed too much with it, that it just takes so much effort for you to get back into alignment with the future that you are wanting, then we recommend you take our seminar, our video seminar on mind talk. All right? Because that gives you the instructions on how to get on top of and control your mind talk. Now, if you already know how to really work with the mind talk, that can get you distracted and off on other tangents and other tracks, then what you want to be able to do is have a quick way when you're challenged, when you are interrupted, when you are distracted by your mind talk and by outside circumstances, when things happen, and they always do, things happen. They can happen positively. You can perceive them as positive. You can perceive them as negative. But we have some things that we have a thing you can do here, and that is we have some statements that you can make to yourself. The key here is that when you're running off track, you'll feel it emotionally. You do not feel as good. You do not feel as high. You do not feel as positive. And at the same time, your mind talk wants to come and give you some negative stuff. It can either give you negative stuff like, well, you know, you're falling back. You're not there yet. You don't deserve it. You're doing this. You're doing that. This is the way it's always been. You're always messing up at this point. You're always blah, 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 blah. The narrative, that you can be getting one of those. Or the narrative may be, oh my gosh, you have to work harder, you have to try harder because that future is not going to stay there. You've got to earn it, you've got to drive for it. You don't want to do that either, all right? And then, of course, there's the ego response, which says, okay, it doesn't look like we're going to go to that future because we don't have that future already. Obviously, we don't know how to get there, but we've been trying diligently or whatever. We should be able to get there. We're entitled to that. We've suffered enough. Okay, so let's just rationalize it. Hey, everything's great. We're not going to desire anything. In fact, we're going to be holy molies and be desireless. We're not going to desire anything. We're not going to move towards any goal. We're not going to dream dreams because, well, we're good enough. We're already fabulous. We're a winner already. Now, we're just giving these 3 examples. Your mind talk may do a few other things. There's plenty of stuff. We aren't going to cover all the possibilities there. But we're pointing out stuff like this, that when you get that energy, when you get that feeling in your mind, notice that when you're rationalizing everything, or when you're judging yourself, or when you're fearing or worrying, or being upset and frustrated, or when you're trying to figure out what's wrong and get back on the track where it's right, the energy of that, your emotional state's down, your vibration is down, you feel smaller, you've shrunk back, old stuff has shown up, all the stuff that you need to let go of. Remember, it's time to let it go. You don't have to identify with it. You don't have to own it anymore. It'll just let it go. It's old stuff. And as you see this stuff, it can snag you. It can really hold you. So the key here is for you to recognize when your path turns sour, when your track goes off. You want to be able to identify when your track is not moving in the right direction, when it's moving off to the side, it's veering down, it's taking you to some unpleasant or uncomfortable emotional places, or you're stressed, or some old beliefs show up, or limiting stuff. When all that stuff shows up, okay, You just don't hold the resonance. You're not holding the vibration of that future, and that's the key. It's the key to getting there, is that you have to sustain and maintain a certain level of frequency. And so that's why we want to share with you this simple, easy technique that can, if you can use it, that it can help you stay on track, and you won't kind of spend a lot of time wandering around trying to recover yourself and figure out what's what. Okay? It comes in the form of statements that you make. And the key, of course, as we were saying, is to be aware that your energy is moving sour, and to say, wait a minute, I'm falling off track. I'm going off track. I need to get back on track. I need to bring my resonance, my frequency, I have to bring it back up. I have to restore that frequency, that connection. I can't let it just dissipate and fall into the old stuff. So as soon as you're aware of that awareness is key, it's critical. If you don't have that awareness, you cannot use this technique. But that's the major part of the technique, is to wait a minute, I'm off track. And this doesn't feel good. Because as soon as you are aware, now you can do something about it. Okay? So the first statement that you tell yourself when you feel yourself off track, or even if you have a really fabulous circumstance that comes in and wonderful change, and oh my gosh, how am I going to integrate this into my life? You know, I feel kind of out of balance because this is so good. Even in those circumstances, this next statement that we're going to suggest will help you align your energies to that future. Okay, and it's a statement a saying that was shared with the channel when she took a class called Access Consciousness. Access Consciousness has this really very clever saying to get you back on track, and it's this: no matter what happens, whether it's dark, whether it's light, whether it's big, whether it's small but distracting, here it's what you ask yourself this question: how does it get better than this? Now, if it's not happening well and you're not happy with what's going on, how does it get better? It means that your attention and intention is being aligned towards something better. Where is better? There's something better. There's a higher energy, a better frequency. Okay? So when you say, how does it get better than this? You're looking towards that light future. It's like you're seeing that light that's down there at the end of the track. And oh, yes, that. It can get better because it'd be in that direction. It's going to be closer. It's going to be in the direction, on track to what I want. Okay, so how does it get better? So then you start looking around, living in the question, and allow the magic to come in, because when you align to your light future, your universe rushes to support you and will bring you magic. It will bring you synchronicities. It will bring you positive stuff. So how does it get better than this? Oh, wow. Okay, how does it get better? And then you start anticipating and expecting something's going to get better. It really helps if you get into the doldrums. But it also helps for you to be able to acknowledge and own your victories and your achievements and successes. How does it get better than this? You know, some people, when they get a really great success, they say, oh man, it can't get better than this. But it can. There are people that their successes just keep growing. Don't you want to be one of them? So how does it get better than this? Is one of the first things that you can do to line yourself up onto the path. The next thing that we suggest that you say to yourself is our favorite saying that we've said to probably every one of you, either in a private session or in a workshop setting. And that is the statement, it's all going according to plan, and it will all turn out well. Now, we want to break it down into those two phrases. The first phrase, it's all going according to plan. Well, you might not know the plan. That's no problem. What the plan is referring to is what you and your co-creators, your spiritual team on the other side, and you have decided to craft for yourself here in 3D reality as part of your soul's evolution, so that you will go into the oneness and into the connections with the divine and return home. Capital H, home, the home from which you came to go through this whole cycles of birth and death and 3D and physicality and so on. And ultimately you will be done with your physical lifetimes, and you will ascend, and you will no longer have earth-based lifetimes, and you will move on into the pure spiritual planes. It is part of your destiny. It's your destination. Okay? So when you say it's all going to plan, the plan is to get you to there. So in a sense, it might be your higher self's future track for you. It's a mega track. It's an extra level. It's a higher level track. Yes, you have a track that you're on as a 3D living mundane person, wanting to achieve or accomplish or experience. Oh yeah, you got that. But your higher self is holding, yes, that's true for you. That's where you want to go. Yes, it's holding a higher resonance, but your higher self, in conjunction with you, the lesser self, and your team, have chosen this particular lifetime and every detail in this lifetime to enable you to get on track to that. And no matter what you do in this lifetime, believe it or not, you are on track on your soul path. Now, some people take a long time to get there, and other people don't. They go like a bird flies, So what you want to do is choose, okay, do I want to meander and explore? Maybe that's going to be part of my light future that I have here, is where I learn all these different things and go there and do that. But also, don't I want it to be elegant? Don't I want it to have more ease? Don't I want all of whatever I do on my track to be fun and engaging and maybe even entertaining and happy? Of course. And that's what your higher self wants for you. That's the plan. It's your soul path, the evolution of soul. All right? So that's it. There is a plan. Now, you don't know the details of it. It's being worked out by you every step of the way via your conscious choice. This is a free will universe. The plan goes by your choices. And your support team goes and works with what you choose to keep narrowing your focus towards that light future, towards home, towards your divine union with God. God is all that is. Home with complete unconditional love and safety. Okay? So you don't know the plan, but if you claim it, if you claim this plan, then everything that happens, you can say it's going according to plan. And if you claim the plan, you're also claiming your power as a creator in your life and a co-creator with the divine on your soul track. Okay, so you want to own it. You want to own this path. You want to be on your soul path, that track to divine union. You want to be on that. You are on that. So claim it. You chose it. You chose to have these choices that you could make. And so everything that you're choosing is fine. You're learning by your choices what to choose, what not to choose, etc. It's part of your path. It is your path. Learning who you are, okay, is your path. Okay, so own it. It's all going according to plan. If you felt that things were going, that were happening, that was outside of your plan, that somehow the world was doing something to you, then you'd be in victim mode. If you're in victim mode, boom, you're off track. And in a sense, you have to kind of be guided gently back on track. Sometimes the guidance to get back on track is what we call the kick-ass school of growth. It's not pleasant. So you want it to be pleasant, so own it. It's all going according to plan, and it will all turn out well. Okay, yes, it'll all turn out well. Why? Because, hey, your destiny is divine union. Of course it's going to turn out well, and you're going to get there. It's not like you're not going to get there. You are going to get there. It is your destiny. Okay, so it is going to turn out well. Everything along the way has the opportunity to turn out well, because everything that turns out is in vibration with that end result, with that destination. Now, if you really own that, you see that you are a powerful reality creator and co-creator. If you want to reinforce it, say that. I am a powerful reality creator. Look at what I've created so far. Pretty amazing. Intricate, complex. It's amazing. I'm a powerful reality creator and co-creator. And I've got a supportive team, and the world is my friend. You can add that. So when you find yourself feeling not quite right, or you feeling in a very strange, new, luminous place that you don't know how to integrate, how does it get better than this? It's all going according to plan, and it's all going to turn out well. And how do you know that? Because I'm a powerful reality creator and co-creator with the divine, and this is my soul evolution and my destiny. So remind yourself of that. Boom, you're right back on track. Just notice it. Just notice when we talk about it right now. Yeah, if you were to feel it and own it and claim that, you're on track. Keep it up. Stay on track. Be aware of how easy it is to slide off. But it's your choice. If you feel your energy go down, or you feel yourself disoriented, just here's what to say. Be aware and say these. Own it. We wish for your track to continue, to get in, for you to be in the flow, that wonderful divine flow, that wonderful high space, easy, flowing, elegant. We wish this for you as you move towards a greater, brighter, more loving, more happy future that you want. All right. Farewell.